Blessed are the composed, for crowded rooms mistake stillness for peace. Vienna, 1814. Talleyrand enters a Congress built by victors, though victors who speak too quickly often mortgage tomorrow. The bill falls on those who confuse calm with harmlessness. The city glitters with chandeliers, uniforms, and polished lies. Carriages rattle over wet stone while maps of Europe lie unfolded beneath candle smoke. Ceremony suggests order. Exhaustion governs the room. The price is paid by nations too tired to notice what fatigue is conceding. At the Hofburg, corridors stretch like chess files. Doors open onto salons where music softens arithmetic that would sound brutal in daylight. Grandeur flatters the delegates. Grandeur also anesthetizes them. Smaller states pay when ornament persuades men that appetite has become legitimacy. Talleyrand arrives representing defeated France. Lame in body and exact in appetite. Metternich wants equilibrium. Castlereagh wants durability. Tsar Alexander wants moral theater wrapped around Russian reach. Each man needs recognition from rivals he publicly distrusts. Dependence makes courtesy compulsory. There are other figures at the edge of the frame. Frederick William seeks Prussian enlargement. Hardenberg bargains under pressure. Minor German and Italian interests wait outside the chandelier glow. Great men discuss Europe as an object. Soldiers and villages pay for the grammar. Fear moves beneath the silk. No one wants Napoleon restored. No one wants any ally so enlarged that victory becomes merely a prelude to another war. Clausewitz's new war continues in altered form. Here, clerks and princes inherit the burden. Why is the calmest man dangerous? Because agitation signals need. And need can be priced. Silence appears passive. Silence in a room full of vanity is often a collection instrument. Those who rush to fill it usually pay with information first. Position later. Machiavelli described courts in which appearance governs access. Arendt traced how structures reward those who make uncertainty livable for frightened elites. Calm serves that function. The room starts lending trust to whoever seems untouched by panic. Others pay by lowering their guard. Information in such a chamber arrives unevenly. Victors think possession of force guarantees possession of narrative. It rarely does. The patient observer studies sequence. Pause, resentment, and vanity. Notice the pattern. The loudest faction pays when it confuses volume with control. Consent here is architectural. No decree stands alone. It requires signatures, recognition, and a story respectable enough to survive supper conversation. The composed delegate understands this and waits. Those who need immediate closure surrender bargaining ground merely to stop feeling uncertainty. Talleyrand did something elegant and cold. He invoked legitimacy. The principle the victors claimed to cherish, then used it to fracture their unity. He sounded like a guardian of order. He was revising the seating chart of power. The coalition paid in coherence. He treated defeated France as indispensable to balance. The claim sounded almost moral. It was also arithmetic. If Russia and Prussia pressed too far, Austria and Britain would need a counterweight. France, recently crushed, became useful again. Border peoples paid for that rehabilitation. No raised voice was required. Talleyrand let others advertise appetite, then offered moderation as if it were a public service. Courts adore restraint when it arrives after someone else's excess. Pure leverage. Those who revealed ambition too nakedly paid with legitimacy. The move worked because the room feared naked domination more than it hated France. Rand understood this atmosphere. In Kurosawa's world, the composed face often conceals the cleanest cruelty. Here the cost was quieter. Smaller nations became tokens in a restored concert. Every strategic calm leaves a ledger. Poles paid when their aspirations were subordinated to equilibrium. Saxony paid through partition debates conducted above its head. Common soldiers paid by discovering that victory in battle rarely purchases dignity at the negotiating table. There is also the strategist's private cost. To remain calm while everyone performs conviction, a person must keep sentiment on a short chain. Iris Murdoch warned that moral vision can be obscured by self. The observer pays by becoming difficult to surprise and harder to love. Official records praise stability. They say less about those erased by it. Households displaced by borders. Languages pushed to the margin. Futures narrowed by signatures made under crystal light. The room celebrates peace. Anonymous lives pay for the aesthetic cleanliness of settlement. The pattern returns in modern rooms without wigs or sabers. A board meeting, a campaign war room. An intimate crisis between two people. Whoever can tolerate silence longest often defines reality. Yet someone always pays. Usually the one whose urgency becomes legible first. Years of watching this have made one thing plain. Calm attracts projection. People pour wisdom into a silent face because they need the room to contain one adult. Sometimes they are right. Often they are financing a quieter ambition than noise could ever hide. Study the still figure before you trust the stillness. A composed surface may shelter discipline, grief, patience, or predation. The room will reward certainty and send the invoice elsewhere. Until next time, stay sharp. Where does this doctrine challenge what you were taught? Be specific.